Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on another beautiful day in Asha. So excited. I just finished up our video for the Zoroastrianism channel, and we touched on Zarathustra's Song 3. And this starts to get into the Magi miracles and magic and the mindset behind it. So don't miss that. I'll put a link at the end of this video. But today, the message I kind of want to talk on. I got a few different areas I want to go. But I think I might entitle this An Unlikely Friendship. And I want to talk about the tarot cards. You know, ever since I got this Dark Mansion tarot set, I've been carrying it around. Of course, wearing my new Asha sweatshirt. You know, just loving life right now. And I've fallen in love with this deck, and I'm so glad I've bonded with it. And I had a comment, and I totally understand it. I know you're probably watching this right now, and you said you don't like the tarot cards because of the Jewish and Christian imagery that's in it. And, you know, you don't like a lot of the different Bible stories, and, you know, I get that. But my friend, something I discovered through these cards, like, for instance, the Judgment card, I was so scared as a kid of judgment from all the different end time movies and stories they told me. I was in fear, and I found even as an adult, I didn't want to touch those subjects. I didn't want to think about those things. And I kept pulling that card, and I thought, okay, do you know what? I'm at a place in my life with my adult mind, my good mind, vohu menu. I can look at this, and with a spirit of truth, I can look at this and not be in fear. And my God, I finally, for the first time, understood the message from it. Not the one that they had given me, but the true message. And my friends, the story of the end time, matter of fact, I talk about that today in the Song 3 of Zarathustra. That comes from Zarathustra's teachings, from the Magi. But the Jewish and Christian and Islam, they changed the story just like they changed everything else. And the original story is beautiful. And so I got freed from that fear that I had. And it was because of these cards. I pulled that card and said, okay, I'm going to look at it. And I found in our own Zoroastrian writings the original story of the final rehabilitation. And it's beautiful. You know, it's not anything to be fearful of and scared. And so I think it's a spirit. Oh, I know it's the spirit that we operate in. These cards speak to me because I'm in good spirit. So they speak to me in a certain way. And I did this with the Bible. I grabbed the Bible, just opened it up and pointed. Okay, guess what the first word I saw was? Cyrus. My friends, the odds, you couldn't make that just happen by happenstance. That is spirit guiding me. All those books, all those chapters, all those verses, and to get the one word, I just open it up random, poke my finger, and it says Cyrus, a Zoroastrian king. My friends, it's magic and being led by the right spirit. But what matters, what spirit are you led by? What spirit have you become one with? Is it Jehovah, Allah, Shiva, or is it the all-good spirit of Ahura Mazda? My friends, and that's why I'm so passionate about this message, because my life changed from fear and scared in those other religions to just a peace and an inner joy and being guided by spirit and loved by spirit. And it doesn't matter if I'm looking at tarot cards, the Bible, whatever medium, I'm going to get the message from spirit. From my dreams, I get messages from good spirit. Whatever energy you're tied to, that's who's going to be talking to you. And my friends, I love these different relationships I have with, you know, I get good stuff from the Bible too. I get good stuff from the tarot cards. I get obviously great stuff from astrology. The Sufi mystics, that's from Islam. And my friends, I've got books and books on their poetry. And I mean, they've touched me, in ways that I can't even explain how much an influence the Sufi masters have been to me. The Christian mystics, even in Hinduism, like Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, my goodness. But we can always find some sector, denomination in all these different religions and books with some truth in it, and we have to discern it. And I think, remember that one time I pulled the High Priestess card, and I started crying because of familiarity with that card. And if you'll notice, she's holding the Torah by her stomach, and it was just speaking to me. She's discerning that book. She's pulling out the truths out of it, and I believe as I do, and leaving what isn't true. It's kind of like, Jesus, he did the same thing. He went to the Jewish leaders and said, it's not an eye for an eye, it's love your enemies. And he started trying to retrain them and then pull the good stuff out of the Torah and show them the stuff that isn't the good God stuff. And that's what we do with all these different religions, and it's bringing us all together. And you see with Gandhi and the Gita, when he rewrote it, he put it where when Krishna is telling him to wipe out the other tribe because it's just all Maya, he rewrote it as you're just wiping out the bad mind, the lower animal. You see it with the Sufis and with the Quran, where instead of jihad, meaning going and kill people, you're killing the beast, the lower animal. You see it with the Christian mystics. And that's the change, the evolution that's taking place all around the world. And it is so beautiful. I got a bunch of things on my mind. I think I'm going to make another video. I should be working right now, but I got so much on my heart and mind. I think I might just make another video. Let's shuffle up the cards and see what we get. Oh, beautiful. We got the moon card. Can you see that? And yesterday's message, we talked about we started on the new moon. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. I called it Spirituality in the Kitchen Sink because we talked about everything, and I think it was a really good message. But we talked about the new moon, and that's what I really want to go into deeper with this next message. I need to do a message on the moon. This is confirmation. I want to really talk about this new moon energy more because I did get kind of sidetracked on all these different subjects yesterday, but I think it was a great video. But this moon card, it's a card of evolution. And that's what we're doing right now as light workers. We're bringing higher consciousness to the world. And in the card, you'll see there's a wolf and a dog. And the dog comes from the wolf, and it's that evolution. And then I love these different decks I have, but I always refer back to my original Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And so you have the crayfish coming out of the water, which is kind of the collective consciousness, and then taking that path through the two towers to the mountains, which is the higher mind, the spiritual plateau. And you go between the two towers like you see in the death card, and that's kind of like the known realm, and we're going past that. And boy, oh my God, I could do a whole video on that. I'm thinking how much of our decisions are made from just what we know, from memory, from what's passed down in our DNA from the generations before, where we're not even living present. And that's how we can get so fooled by the world. We can think the way we're reacting or doing something is because, well, that's what's American, that's what's Christian, that's what's Muslim, that's what's Hindu, that's whatever your nationality is, that's how our family's always done it. But you ever stop and just be present and go, is this the right thing for me to do? Is this going to best serve me and the evolution of this planet? Or am I just working out of just habit, just built-in DNA, subconscious prompters, and not even thinking, just working out of those habits? And this is telling us it's time to wake up and be conscious. And in the original Rider-Waite-Smith card too, you'll see the moon, and it's looking down with its eyes closed, and it looks just like the hermit face. And another beautiful thing, this is card 18, 8 and 1 numerology, 9. 9's the hermit card. And this is telling us to go in and find that true essence, that true self, not be just operating out of that lower beast or that built-in DNA that's passed in just because your parents and grandparents did it. So that's just what you're doing. That's what our country does. We fight that country because, no, we stop and we go inside and we find that highest truth, and we start operating differently out of truth, out of the highest truth. And then you also see the crayfish, and I love that here it's like a little brooch on her instead of the actual crayfish like in the original thing, and that just kind of represents our journey, and it's going up and down, and you'll notice that sometimes where you were like at the high point, now that's your low point as you're going up the mountain, and then you go to the next high point, and so it's this journey that we're on, and we don't want to get caught up in the highs and lows, but just keep moving forward. And I'm going to tell you another thing, the moon, it represents that place between awake and asleep, and that's where magic happens. And I remember hearing a story about this guy that went in and he was just talking to different people that had made it over age 100, and one of them that really stuck out to me, he said every morning in that place between awake and asleep, he would just speak his mantras that every cell in his body is filled with the divine light of God, and it's healing, and it's whole, and it's good, and it's vital. And he would just paint this picture in that place between awake and asleep. And then when he awoke, my friends, that's what his body was, and he could see it, and he believed it, and it was, and it's so beautiful. So I believe this moon card's telling us this is the time for us to lay hold of our dreams and desires in the highest truth. In that place between awake and asleep, start painting the picture of the highest truth. See yourself as health. See every cell of your body being filled with that light of God and healing it. See yourself as wise, and see yourself as blessed. See yourself as protected. There's a hedge of protection and light around you and your family and your home, and no darkness can come in. And my friends, then when you awake, that's what is. Oh, so beautiful. The moon card, my friends. And so I do want to do that today. I think I'll grab some charts, and I'll come back and we'll do a more in-depth message of this new moon. And please go, support the Zoroastrianism channel. It's important because you know how I get on this channel. I just lay it out. If I'm in a mood, you guys know it. And the problem with that, though, is when we're trying to bring in new people and you guys are sharing with your friends and family, and then they check out one of my videos, it rubs them the wrong way and we run them off. And so I've created this Zoroastrianism channel is a place that we can grow, and you can send people there, and it's always going to be just a good, straight Zoroastrian, God is all good, let's bring Asha, aligned with the highest truth message every time. And I feel that's how we're going to grow this. And then you guys can come here and we can just love on each other and be real, and whatever we're feeling, we'll share it. And I think that's beautiful that we have that. So all right, guys, you know this, I love you, I love you, I love you.